Hello and welcome to Overdrive. I'm Shireen Bhan. We're going to kick the show off with Hyundai. The company has not been able to replicate the success it's seen in the small car market in India in the luxury car market. So it's got its hopes pinned on the new Sonata. We've already brought you a road test of the Sonata, so it's now time to compare how it stacks up with its rivals, the Hyundai Accord and the Skoda Superb. Take a look.
A heavyweight comparo involving three such expensive and luxurious cars requires some heavyweight evaluation. So joining me to referee this grudge match are Rishad Modi and Joe Kuriat from OVERDRIVE magazine. Petrol D-segment sedans, all with manual transmissions and a good city test run. Let's get rolling. Skoda has had great success with the Superb in India, primarily in its diesel avatar. But just this month, the company launched a new variant, the Ambition, with a petrol engine, manual transmission, reduced features and crucially, a reduced price tag.
Okay, so we're now in the Skoda Superb Ambition, and despite it being the shortest and the narrowest, Joe, that's some phenomenal legroom you have in the back there. How comfortable is it in the back?
This is really comfortable, in fact, which is what the whole surprising bit is. In spite of it being the shortest and having a wheelbase which is the least amongst the lot, it still offers me the maximum legroom.
No controls on the center arm.
It doesn't have any controls, which is a bit of a bother if you are someone like the owner sitting behind and he wants to control the audio system, for example. But other than that, a very neat, uncluttered layout, which will be pleasing for someone sitting in the back and going to office or for a long drive.
The Superb is the only car in this test with a turbo petrol engine. The 1.8 TSI unit making 152 PS of power and surprisingly drivable in the city.
Rishad, what do you think of the engine and the driving experience?
Well, it's a wonderful engine. It's the 1.8 TSI turbo petrol. A lot of torque. She pulls from as low as 1000 RPM. Very smooth. The NVH levels are nice. You don't really hear too much. It's not as quick, as the Laura TSI with the same engine, but then this is a much bigger car. But no complaints. Very nice engine.
Okay, we also need to now talk about the ride. Rishad obviously loves the dynamics. Sitting here in the front is really comfortable. It is a bit stiff. It's the stiffest of all three cars, but nothing really to bother about. You feel very comfortable. Nothing that throws you off your game. How's it like in the back, Joe?
Yes, considering this is a car where the segment is aimed at people sitting behind, for those who want to lounge behind. You feel the bumps when you go over something that's literally a little more, let's say, more of undulated road. You feel it coming through to you, but it's not something which is bone jarring. Not something where you clutch your back and say, "Oh, that hurt." It holds firm, and it's not something that you would have a problem with even if you were to go over bad roads.
While the Superb is certainly not the best looker in the segment, its mix of typically European styling and build quality allows it to set a high benchmark for the others. Hyundai has never been a big player in the D segment, but with the new Sonata, it's determined to get itself a slice of the pie. But is fluidic styling, a feature-loaded interior, and a modern petrol engine the right recipe for success?
So now we're in the Sonata. Just visually looking back at you now, there seems to be less legroom than the Superb.
Yes.
But you're looking pretty comfortable nonetheless.
It is comfortable. The Superb felt king size, where I was much more relaxed and felt more of luxury, so as to speak. Here it's a little, I wouldn't say cramped, but yes, when you compare it with the Superb, there is less space.
The Sonata is powered by a 2.4-litre direct injection petrol engine with variable valve timing, which gives it good performance and efficiency. However, it is still the least driver-focused car in the segment.
The steering has a strange, inconsistent feel to it. It weighs up randomly and weirdly in corners. The brakes are not as sharp as the other two. The engine is quick. I mean, they're all around the 9.5 to 100 9.5 seconds to 100 kilometer mark. But they feel very different. And I feel this one is the least involving of the three.
And Joe, ride quality at the back. The owner who's put down 20 odd lakhs for this car, is he going to be absolutely comfortable being driven around in the city?
Well, if he were driving on flat American roads, yes, but definitely not on the Indian roads that he is going to encounter. It has, like we were talking before, the whole Verna bottoming out issue that we had, we felt it over a couple of bumps in this car too.
Yeah, but it's not bottoming out. It's just you feel every bump.
You
It's
feel
not as
it doesn't-
pronounced as the Verna.
Yes, yeah.
But it's
You
most
can-
definitely happening.
With its futuristic styling, the Sonata is the clear winner in the looks department. Though the loads of cuts, slashes and chrome may be too fussy for some buyers. It is also fully loaded with features, something we have come to expect from Hyundai. Since its launch in 2008, the Honda Accord has been a major force in its segment. But 4 years later, and despite the regulation facelifts, it's now beginning to show its age. The styling is familiar, and the cabin, though plush, feels like it's a generation behind the Superb and Sonata. But once on the move, the big Honda really asserts itself.
Rishad, you're very happy with the driving position. According to you, the best.
Oh yes, the most comfortable by far. This car is. It's got the best driving position. It literally feels like driving a big, squishy sofa. It's got lovely ride. It's heavy, so it carries this momentum. You don't need to work hard.
So drivable in the city, but not a car you'd want to push too hard, right?
Well,
Though
the engine begs for it, but it's big. I feel like I'm driving a very big car right now. There's a lot of expanse around me, and it does get soft when you start pushing it. The soft side shows up.
Okay, while all this is going on, Joe's been relaxing in the back, so much so that I think he's sleeping. Dude, you just need a TV and some popcorn.
Yeah,
and you'll be
probably just
comfortable.
one little entertainment console here and I'm quite sorted. This is a very comfortable car. It kind of would slot in between the Sonata and the Superb. I do have controls in here for the audio and modes and radio and all of that, but I do not have cup holders, for example. The other thing is again the vents are...
Vents there and a high transmission tunnel. So despite this being so wide, it's wide enough for two people to be absolutely comfortable, but you wouldn't want to put three in there.
Probably a child with the armrest top will be okay, but yeah, it's not a comfortable car for three abreast in the back.
But the two people who are in it, let me tell you, people have been fighting while the shoot is on to sleep in the back seat. It is that comfortable.
So while it certainly isn't the fashionable pick anymore, the Accord does one thing extremely well, and that's comfort. Is that enough then to win this comparison?
Let's start with the Sonata. Definitely a big step up for Hyundai in this segment, but also for you at least, Rishad, it brought back a lot of memories of the Verna.
Yes, it does. Like I said earlier, it's kind of like a grown-up Verna. It has both the good points and the bad points of the Verna.
And it's not really a driver's car.
No, of the three, it's the least driver-friendly. I didn't really enjoy pushing it.
Which also means it'll sell like hotcakes.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Even though it is old, the Accord still does a lot of things right. Superb engine and the back seat. I don't think you have any complaints about.
It's a car that seems to have been made for this segment. It offers you a sense of comfort which is needed. And overall, like we've discussed when we see all the three cars, it is just a tad bit lacking in styling.
Am I right in saying if this car had updated styling and updated looks, our decision would be a lot closer than it is right now?
Close.
Very much closer. Just the sound gives it like a 200 brownie points.
That means, of course, that our winner of this test is the Skoda Superb, which really is superb.
We have tried
had
not
to
to
go
do
with
that
that.
joke, but yes.
Okay, now that it's out of the way, let's carry on with what made the Superb win this test. And Joe, it's because while they have cut prices on this variant, they've retained some essential things that the other cars simply don't have.
Something as elementary as the blinds at the back. It's the other two cars don't have it, but with a country that's so hot as ours, you need those blinds to protect you from the sun.
Especially now that sun films have been banned as well.
Especially now, and it seems like an elementary thought of process that you would need in a car like this. You need the blinds, but the others seem to have just skipped it.
And so to summarize, the reason why we've picked the Superb is because while Skoda have cut prices and taken away some frills from the Ambition variant, they've retained the very essence of what made the Superb so good in the first place. It rides really well, the cabin, the NVH levels are best in class, and when you put that together with a very competitive price, there really can be only one winner in this test.